trade deadline coming up. But before we get into the, the deep dive of the trade line, we're going to get to the trade deadline. We're going to get to the biggest rumor out there right now. Boom, boom. Harden of Philly. You want to go first on this one, or you want me to take the flow?
I'll go first with it. So when it comes down to Harden of Philly,
go ahead.
One person.
Whose side you start with, so I understand where you're coming from.
Well,
there's a Brooklyn side, there's a Philly side.
Well, no, I'm going with Brooklyn.
Okay.
And if I'm looking at this from Brooklyn as a GM, I'm looking at this from the standpoint is I put this team together to win a championship, right? And when you put together a big three in order to win a championship, you understand that your team is top heavy, and you are banking on your stars being overwhelmingly better talented than any competition that you may come up with. So what I'm saying, if I'm Brooklyn GM, I'm looking like Kyrie got to go. He got to go. It don't make no sense. He's like, matter of fact, last time we was on this podcast, we actually talked about where Brooklyn was going to be as far as the standings.
Oh yeah, I look bad as mud on that one.
Ooh, man!
Look, Keem said on the podcast, that boy said, "Yeah, Brooklyn lost 8 straight." I looked at him like maybe he just like tripping right now. I look, oh Lord, what the heck going on? I look, James Harden had a 4-point game. I'm like, man.
Yeah, they look bad.
That's why I don't rep these dudes, though. That's why I rock with Russ, man. Dog, what kind of sellout shit that is, dog?
Bruh.
Like,
listen.
Come on, son. You cannot tell me that wasn't a fire argument.
It wasn't. That was
at
not.
Face value.
You tried to
I still got Kyrie and James Harden. These dudes, 8 straight, like, James Harden showing his frustration. I'm like, his braids don't look the same no more. I'm like, man, these dudes. Yeah.
And that's my thing. I'm like, get rid of Kyrie just for the fact that when it comes down to Kyrie, bro, Kyrie is just like, I won't say that he's not that good to me, but when it comes down to what Kyrie can do, Kyrie can beat the man in front of him. Like, anybody that you put in front of Kyrie could just outduel them. So if we're talking about a one-on-one game, Kyrie can beat the person that's in front of him. But when it comes down to being that overwhelming force that we have, a lot of superstars are, that when it comes down to greats, like the talent is so great that having them on your team overwhelmingly puts the odds in your favor. That's not Kyrie Irving. And James Harden has been that guy. Kevin Durant has been that guy. LeBron James has been that guy. Giannis has been that guy. Joker is that guy. Like, we have people that are that guy. Kyrie is not that guy. And for them, I think that they should probably get rid of him. And the only thing that I would see is them getting rid of him is he does have some value to teams that are not actually in New York or San Francisco. So as long as he winds up being somewhere outside of New York and San Francisco, he would it'll be a good deal for them. It just depends on what they could possibly get for him. So, and I don't know what they can get for him because he's so sporadic to where he would mess around and just say, you know what, I don't want to play no more. I'm good, because he don't care about money. And I can't lie to you, as far as him keeping the same energy, I respect the hell out of him as far as keeping the same energy, as far as with
the vaccine?
Huh?
Talking about the vaccine?
He just don't trust nobody. And because he don't trust nobody, like, he don't trust that the world is round. Like, he doesn't trust that. He doesn't trust science. So because he doesn't trust science, he don't trust none of it. And I'm cool with that.
You know, it's funny when he says shit like that. He like the world is flat, and it's like, well, how you know that? I wanted, I couldn't be sitting next to him like that. The world's not round. Okay, cool. So what you got? Like, the world flat. Like, show me. Like, since it ain't round.
It's just, if somebody was saying that it was flat, he'll probably say that it's round. Like, he just doesn't trust what people say. And I'm cool with him feeling that way. You feel me? But I'm saying, like, when it comes down to the Nets window is now, because in order for you, James Harden is probably tired of KRYIE BS. You feel me? So I'll probably try to get rid of him. The problem is he have 35 mil with 2 years. If I'm looking at
nobody touching nobody, I don't give a damn. KRYIE can be playing for 25 cents. Nobody touching that.
Well, if the thing is, outside of New York, he could play.
Maybe teams like the Pelicans will take him just on the strength of, we need to sell tickets. But
no, I'm saying outside of New York, he could play.
Yeah, but what team? What, maybe Milwaukee? But why would Milwaukee want him? If you think about the realistic team, he's not gonna go to a small market team like that.
Well, no. So it would. So obviously you'll take Boston out. Boston not taking him. You're not messing around with.
I don't think Pop want him.
Yeah. You probably could get away with doing like a trade for Eric Gordon and your boy, what's his name? A trade for Eric Gordon and
for John Wall?
Wood and Christian Wood.
Oh.
You probably could get away with doing something like that.
Why would Brooklyn do that?
Because one, you wind up having you have 2 3-point shooters that's there, because both of them are about 40%.
Christian Wood?
Yeah.
The big
Christian
man?
Wood plays center. Yeah, he a good 3-point shooter. So okay. you have 2 people. You have two players who could shoot threes pretty good. Eric Gordon is going to give you some good defense. It adds depth to your team, and this is based on a player who's not playing. So you wind up doing something with players that are probably cool with James Harden, right? So this is something that you're doing to appease James Harden, because you want to re-sign him. So you give yourself a chance to win. As long as you have KD and Harden, you're giving yourself a chance to win.
All right. Let me break down everything you just said. Now, I'm not refuting what you said, but I do think you're insane, first of all, because number one, this wasn't a KRYIE segment, so I break that down, number one. But if I'm addressing the KRYIE situation, I'm looking at that like I'm not 100% sure how KD responds to that. You can probably even bring a better team around. You could trade KRYIE for Bradley Beal straight up, and you can tell me Bradley Beal gonna finally play better since he in a championship situation, which I'm not sure if that's true, would be viable or not. Then maybe that works. But as far as what you got now, you gotta trust in KD. I get James Harden not happy, but they probably looking at it like, well, if KD cool with it, then I ain't tripping on you, James. As far as the Harden Philly situation, I'm not sure who's making these phone calls. That don't make no sense right now. It makes no sense for Philly to make that phone call. It makes no sense for Brooklyn to make that phone call. I 100% agree with you. Brooklyn is in a win now situation. I don't see what moves they can make to be in a better situation than they are. I think they in the same situation the Lakers. Get it together. Like, there's nothing realistic to elevate y'all up. There's nothing realistic like that. So wake up and pull it together. As far as Philly, if you take James Harden now, he made it known he gonna test out free agency. That makes no sense to jump in and say, oh, okay, let's trade for James Harden now since Embiid having a top-notch year. I get that, but again, James Harden might wind up leaving, and you trade away Ben Simmons, who had a 4-year contract, and not James Harden going. Now you're back to the same team with no kind of leverage to get more people to come to Philly. I mean, I guess Joel Embiid on his own could attract free agents, but without Ben Simmons or James Harden, you had no attractive piece. If you wait to the offseason, like Joel Embiid, look, ball out. Sorry to tell you, maybe we're gonna keep trying to get Ben on court, but if not, we're doing the all season. We're gonna hit up James, do a sign and trade with Brooklyn. But as far as right now, that's the stupidest idea I can hear. That neither team benefits from the trade. And even Brooklyn, if they get Ben Simmons, who the hell says Ben Simmons is in playoff and basketball condition? Like, and then you never know. One bad game in Brooklyn. One bad game, they going at your neck, son. What you talking about? What you talking about? You thought Philly had it. We got smoke over here too. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't do it if I was Brooklyn. I'd ease that dude into the city. I wouldn't just trade like that. And like I said, Philly, you have a chance to lose Harden. Harden might wind up going to the Heat. That's a possibility. Who else a realistic team for Harden? I will say the Clippers, but no. I think the Heat gonna be another team that's gonna be in contention with James Harden too. So you don't want to sit there and lose that situation. So who knows?
So I think for one, for on the Philly end, you have a win. I don't want to say you have a short window for Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is a big man who's always hurt, and with the big man who's always hurt, in a season that he's healthy, you want to take advantage of it. So you want to do something with Ben Simmons to take advantage of that. If you can get Harden, you definitely want to take advantage of getting Harden, because you reunite him with people who he wants to be around in a system that he can probably thrive in. So he has a big man who can dominate below. He can step out and shoot, and the pick and roll matchup with them two would be ridiculous with some shooters around. So
you think that team would be an instant championship team though?
Yeah, that would be a championship. It'll definitely be a contender, because who you got resisting?
I'll be honest with you, when it comes to situations like when they used to say Dame going to Philly and everything like that, I always think of where's that player that's going to give them that extra push. Like Jimmy Butler used to always knock on the door of the finals, but LeBron was in his way. I felt like he did help Miami get to that point on as far as what I'm trying to say. As far as just being a leader to push them over. James Harden and Joel Embiid both inexperienced when it comes to playoffs and trying to get to that championship piece. I'm not sure what veteran voice they got. Maybe Doc Rivers. You want to say Doc Rivers, but
no. I don't think
it just don't. I feel like they need some more grit together. Like Giannis and Middleton, they had a lot of grit. And Budenholzer, he was actually in the mix of like getting into conference finals and stuff. He just couldn't get over the hump. So I just think, well, never mind. I guess I take it away, because if Doc Rivers is as good as Coach people try to say that he is, but man, he got some blunders. Shit.
Yeah, Doc definitely got some blunders. But I'm just saying, like, if you take Harden off the Nets become weaker. You have, as far as star power, when it comes down to a 1-2 punch, you have a better 1-2 punch than probably anybody else in the league right now. So it makes it really,
neither
really
one
hard.
Playoff proven. That's the problem. The part where I'm at, I get what you're saying, and they probably would be the best team in the league. Playoff proven. That's the part I'm like, ooh, instant championship, not instant.
I'm not saying that there'll be an instant championship, but the way that teams just run pick and roll. It's not really complex as far as the offense is concerned. So everybody runs pretty much the same offense, and it's just like
but they also have an isolation player too, though.
No, but I'm saying the reason why you have like so many ball hand, or I won't say ball handles. The reason why you have so many hybrid point guards, like people who would not be point guards before the 2010s or 2020s or whatever, they'll play a different position. They're handling the ball now because you run a pick and roll that basically you give your scorer a mismatch, and in giving your scorer a mismatch, it's like stop me, or you know, I'm gonna score on you. It's either way. So like when it comes down to Luka, right?
Mm-hmm.
Luka, he's good at the point guard position, but he's not naturally a point guard. But when we go ahead and we do a switch, with him,
play?
huh?
What position do you think Luka play?
No, I'm saying Luka is probably going. If we wasn't in this era of basketball, Luka is probably going to be.
But you know he European though. He been playing that. He playing that style.
No, listen. I understand. I'm saying if we're not in this era of basketball, he's probably playing a 2 or a 3. If we're not in this era of basketball,
all right, yeah.
And the reason why I just picked Luka because when you play the type of basketball that Luka plays, Luka, LeBron, Harden, like certain players like that who are really good at scoring and they have passing ability, what often happens is once you play that type of style, it always seems like they don't have no help. And it's like they don't have no help because they dominate the damn ball. And it's not, I don't want to say it's wrong for them to dominate the ball. It's just that's what it makes it seem like, that they don't have any help because they have the ball for 90%. I don't want to say 90% of the possession, but they have the ball for a majority of the possessions. And when you wind up having somebody else shoot and not score, it's like, damn, you ain't doing shit.
All right, so you saying you wouldn't do the trade? You say you'll trade Kyrie?
Yeah, I'm getting rid of Kyrie.
All right.
You gotta go.
Well, I say I wouldn't even entertain nothing
and
about this.
And I like the bill for Kyrie trade too. I just don't think Washington would do it. If Washington would, I would do
what
that.
What Kyrie contract look like?
He got a 1-and-1.
I would do it if I was Washington.
Yeah,
because clearly Bill either not happy or whatever going on with him.
Yeah, if they could.
Again, I don't see where that's an upgrade for Brooklyn. Besides, at least Bill gonna be there. But damn, Bill been having some games where it's like,
but at the same time,
Bill.
He's a third option at that point. So I'm saying,
not everybody Andrew Wiggins, bro.
No, but I'm saying he's a third option at that point. He's clearly a good 3-point shooter, and he's available all the time. So that would be if Kyrie was available all the time, this wouldn't be a conversation. He's just not available.
All right. Well, I don't have an opinion on Kyrie yet. I have no clue. But as far as the Harden and Philly thing, yeah, both of them might as well wait till the offseason. See if we can win. Philly should wait till they can get a lock on one of those players, and Brooklyn should see if they win the championship this year. But we need y'all comments in the comment section. Y'all let us know. Would y'all trade Kyrie? Like this man just trying to throw that man out the window? Or would y'all, try to find something? Oh, y'all wouldn't do nothing. Keep it at that. Find some more role players. Is Joe Harris ever coming back? Or he done?
I don't know. I would assume that he done because it seemed like that's how it is for everybody who get hurt this season. You just done.
Yeah, I know who's going to Joe Harris.
You get hurt.